Hello and welcome to another episode of Eye on Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Gual Company Limited, Serene Insurance, the Ghana Revenue Authority, and the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This week, we are looking at the issue of forfeited cargoes as against allegations of stolen or missing containers at the port. This follows an allegation by an importer that his container was stolen at the port, and this is despite the fact that he has evidence that customs had auctioned the container, but yet he blamed the port authority for the loss of his container. Let's take a listen.
Kofi medam to me nakra ejima mede be 9 years ebie Ghana Port Authority for person almost say mejima. Almost say no nyese almost say mejima.
The distance we between ye away no.
Container maye abedru Ghana. Ama agent for di misika. Me buy no me kwachi agent for no come to 2 police station. Ena obi buy so be di menim. Ama ye container no. One agent called Haruna. Odi menim ampa. Ye wure mu na ma ye container no duty dada. E ko du ba bi o mo se container no. Omo de akọ ocean nti me bisa me ho se container ma ye ne duty no den na omo de ekọ ocean omo ka kire me se na ye old system nti no kre me ka kire omo se old system or new system ho no momo problem se mo na mo hu container ya ye ne duty ni container ya ye ne duty me di a kire kokuduru ba bi omo ka kire me se omo beton ocean chit no amami container ma ye no duty no me san koto ocean chit no paper na me kura no ha me san koto ocean chit no free wo mo ho esan gina so ye container no duty ebiem
what can your first
my ye first duty no
osan ye duty biem
first duty ni me ko tu eska no wo Eco Bank first duty ni omo ka kire me se container na ko ocean na me koto ocean chit ni awon issue ma me ni na me koto ocean chit no me koto ocean chit no omo ka kire me se ti se me san ekoye duty ni biem na me pe amanfo nuoma de ama omo nti me san koye duty ni biem me koye duty ni biem no omo issue ocean chit ni ma me on the 1st February and I'm called a cocoa years can. Break of the yarn said the cocoa years can. If we are me call a quack farm container on the 29th and will be a could container port one.
Have you nipping me on crater?
Only crater because me original papers
no. Menchase say first one no. Enkrata bill of lading ni bibia
bill of loading ni bra coffee bill of loading ni me ye container na me discan me agent na yi it is our container no agent ni discan no onti na pressure woman me free UK eyede e buy it nyoma yesa me ye no UK nyina no me stop me cars ni nyina obi anyere enya agima biem se ne be ya me di container wo yachi ne ma hu di etuem me ba ya na mbe chi agent no committee 2 me chi agent no committee 2 police station no e na Haruna no e be beri agent ne so be di achire me enya chi a me chi no na me pe na me container no na me yere me hia me di achire na e koduru se omo ton container na san omo de caution na nko omo ni rat so omo de caution na me pay me agima ni eyi enti me bo sika na matua na dada no ye de eguye e na me san ekotua sika foforo me kotua sika foforo no wie no omo ma me chete ne se me nko duty me san gina so ye duty no it on the third me kwa fam on the third me kwa fam me container na me koya musu obi ayi container e kwan ben so na ni pan fa so o di container no e wo Atlas
So the management of the port of TEMA responded to the allegation of the stolen containers at the port.
In fact, to say that the container got stolen at the port, it's an exaggeration and it's untrue, because a container does not just disappear from the port without a trace. And this particular container in reference is an auction container. The container was received at the Golden Jubilee Terminal on the 3rd of February 2020. And by law, general goods go on UC, or what we call the uncleared cargo list, by the 21st day. And then for vehicles, it's 60 days. And usually we write to inform customs whenever we have any cargo that's gone on UCL. And then they would write to us to do the transfer. So for this one, we wrote to customs when the days passed and he had gone on UCL, and then they wrote to us to transfer the cargo to Atlas on the 24th of October 2020, which we did. So from there, it has left the responsibility or the domain of the port authority. So whatever happened there is between the agent and GRA Customs. So to say it got stolen in the ports, it's not the truth, because Atlas is more than 20 kilometers from the port. So it is not within the port that the said cargo got stolen, as he is alleging to. Once it has left our domain to customs, we do not come in again at all. And when it goes on auction, whatever little that is given to GPHA, at the end, when the auction is done and the person is exiting from the terminal at last, that is what is paid to us. It all boils down to the process of the auction, which is totally the responsibility of customs. So we don't know. I can't even say that if I see the chit to say whether it was genuine or it was not, I can tell, because we do not issue the chit for the auction. Once we have transferred it under the instruction of GRA Customs, we do not have any other control over it. He should just write to Customs and they would see to it. Whatever has happened there, whatever is due him, they would find a way to resolve the situation. I would advise that as much as possible, when people bring in goods, they try to clear it within the set time. Other people try other ways, that somebody can bring 5 vehicles and be able to sell off 2 in a very quick manner and then use that money to clear the 3, which isn't a safe thing to do, because if you are unable to clear and it stays after the 60 days, then you know that you are forfeiting it. And then also, if you are even able to clear within, you still have rents and other things to pay. So we would entreat importers and any other person that is bringing in goods that they should ensure they satisfy all the requirements before the goods arrive, and they should be prepared to clear within the set time that is given, so that we avoid all of these things.
So Iron Port engaged the Chief Revenue Officer at the State Warehouse, who shared some perspective on this subject and also advised on forfeited cargoes.
Following assertions by an aggrieved importer who claimed his cargo has been stolen at the TEMA port, even though he had paid duties, Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority has debunked the notion and said that it is virtually impossible for containers to be stolen at the port under such circumstances described by the importer.
Can we ever have a situation where they will be stolen, for instance?
It doesn't happen. Especially, like you are saying, goods within the state warehouses where we are seated 24/7, more or less. How can the goods get missing?
Speaking on Iron Port, the Chief Revenue Officer in charge of the State Warehouse at the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, George Tete, said robust and rigorous procedures are deployed at the country's ports by his outfit in collaboration with key institutions, making it impossible for such an attempt to be feasible.
In addition to that, we have preventive presence at that terminal. We have GPHA security presence at that terminal, and they have their own private security. So to say that containers get stolen at the port, it is just below belt.
He said, while he empathizes with the said importer and many others in similar predicaments, the reporter's assertions are a clear indication of a lack of proper understanding of customs processes and regulations. The customs official revealed that the importer in question, like many others, forfeited his goods after non-payment of duties within the stipulated 21 days grace period given for general goods for clearance in Section 53 of the Customs Act 891.
Many people, or importers for that matter, think that because vehicles are given 60 days to sit at the port, all other goods have 60 days. That is not the case.
The importer also said he had been given an auction chit from someone in an attempt to retrieve his confiscated cargo. But the Chief Revenue Officer revealed that such practice of acquiring auction chits anywhere aside the assigned customs head office is not acceptable in customs regulations, and that could lead to falling prey to fraud.
The only place you can obtain an auction chit is from the auctions department at the customs head office. And it is only one person for now that issues the chit and signs the chit.
The Chief Revenue Officer advised the said importer to write to the Commissioner General of his predicament to see what could be salvaged from the situation.
If you lose a container under the circumstances he was describing, all you need to do is to write to the Commissioner General explaining why you lost the container. If you have genuine grounds, your money will be refunded to you.
He emphasized that cargoes that are not cleared at the ports of Ghana within the stipulated 21 days for general goods and 60 days for vehicles are by law forfeited, which implied that they are the property of the state and not stolen by anyone, as it's being assumed.
People say my container has been taken. The moment you forfeit the container, you forfeit it to the state. It becomes the bona fide property of the state. It is no longer yours. You have nothing. Except that right has been reverted to you, you own nothing. It belongs to the state.
George Tete, who is also a lawyer, advised importers to become conversant with Section 53 of the Customs Act 891 in order not to suffer its negative consequences. He advised importers to ensure that all necessary requirements, such as fees and charges, including import duties, as well as the fees of the various service providers in the clearance chain, are satisfied on time so that their goods are not enlisted in the uncleared cargo list or UCL. George Tete educated that in the case of uncleared goods confiscated under the state warehouse regime, it is within the remit of customs to deploy the various legal means of retrieving the revenue inherent for the state, including through auctioning. According to him, when forfeited cargoes are confiscated, examination and valuation is done for about a 3-month period, whereafter goods are enlisted and gazetted for public auction. He said, within this period, an importer who has lost his uncleared cargo to the state could apply to customs via the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority to make considerations based on the assessment of the importer's plea. The importer in this case may be granted the opportunity to either begin the clearance process again to clear his cargo, where he would have to satisfy the fees of the various service providers in the clearance chain.
Legally, no man is expected to benefit from his wrongs.
Yeah.
So, if you want to claim the container and you, upon application, if it is approved, you go back and pass your declaration like any other importer. You pay the duty. Remember that all this while, rent is being accrued. Mm-hmm. You are supposed to pay the rent charges to the relevant stakeholders, the terminal, GPHA, customs.
Alternatively, in the case where duty payments have been made after forfeiture of goods, he revealed that the importer could be given a replacement of other forfeited goods of equivalent value.
After UCL examination, we know the contents of each and every container. We give you a container based on the amount you have paid. That is the main parameters we use.
The duty.
Exactly.
George Tete attributed majority of the plight that before importers at the ports of Ghana to ignorance of customs laws and procedures at the ports of Ghana, and explained that this can be significantly mitigated if importers approach customs for the necessary information.
All that I want importers to know is that when they have problems, they should contact customs. Our client services are open.
He called on importers to make use of Customs Client Services Desk at the various customs offices to make all the necessary enquiries when unsure of certain requirements under the various customs regulations.
Eye on Port returns after this break.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Sa coronavirus yare no yare a sign pa. So obinya bi na se opo wagu so ana se ohwinti gu so a wutumenya yare ni bi.
Okadi ni bahani onaka oyehila ekoji. Ohebanye do. Obawulo. Ogobahunu. Obachine. Ojamba wohe. Obana sen kaka. Mekme musunchon. Mekme nuni enihi.
Coronavirus infection, the symptoms can range from mild, one of it being asymptomatic. Asymptomatic just means that you may not have any symptoms at all, and the disease process can gradually worsen to be a severe form, the severest being ultimately death.
We are expected to sanitize our hands when our hands are not visibly soiled or you can't really see dirt on your hands. If you can see dirt on your hands, the best thing to do is to wash your hands with soap and the running water.
If you're using any of the cloth face masks, always make sure you have a rubber bag ready to receive it when you remove it, or you have a bowl of warm soapy water in which you can place the mask and wash. Wash your mask, dry in the hot sun for at least 5 hours, and apply heat by way of ironing.
Now, welcome back from the break. Now, news and activities happening within the port and maritime industry next.
The Senior Staff Union of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority at the Port of Tema has donated to the Shekinah Home, an orphanage in Dawa in the Greater Accra region of Ghana. The donation forms part of GPHA's Senior Staff Union in Tema Port's commitment to alleviate poverty and relieve the distress of the homeless.
Really, we are also trying to do what globally we are all doing in the world. The Sustainable Development Goal 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which 1 says no poverty, 2 said zero hunger, 3 is good health and well-being, and 4 quality of education, and the last one gender equality.
The union donated food items like bags of rice, maize and gari, toiletries, detergents and sanitizers, among others, as their token of love to the children's home in the month of February. The chairman of the GPHA Senior Staff Union in Tema, Henry Quivi, said they are inspired to make such donations as a means of helping create decent livelihoods for the underprivileged in Ghana.
It is to go and bless the children and make sure that whatever intention, the purpose the owner of this home has, we support for her to achieve that. Basically, that's why the senior staff Tema decided to do this.
He called on other corporate entities to emulate such gestures, which will go a long way to help alleviate streetism and delinquency among the youth of the country.
It's not one man's job. We should all come together. So I would advise other corporate entities that they should also take up this challenge to locate other orphanage homes and extend their hands to them.
The head of the Shekinah Home expressed gratitude for the helping hand lent by the Senior Staff Union of GPHA, which will reduce her burden in efforts to give the children quality care. She also affirmed her commitment to ensure such contributions do not go to waste, but instead push her outfit to develop these children towards reaching their full potential.
Our expectation, I mean, from where we get them from on the street, it's not an ideal place for any child to be. So our expectation is for them to come here and grow and be the kind of children growing to reach their full potential.
International port and maritime news next.
The world's largest container shipping company, Maersk, is betting on a large-scale retrofit of its fleet with engines running on alternative fuels rather than planning a dramatic ordering spree to rejuvenate it and make its ships eco-friendly. Soren Skov, CEO of AP Moller Maersk, said the company was planning to replace some of its older fleet and keep its market share growing, its ocean business in line with the market growth. However, he explained that there were no plans to rush to the yard for new ships. South Korean shipbuilder Hyundai Samho Heavy Industries has secured an order for the construction of 2 container ships from an unnamed European owner. The container ships are worth 239 billion South Korean won, equivalent to $216.1 million, and are slated for delivery in 2023. A total of 7 individuals believed to be Albanian nationals were arrested by Dorset police and escorted from a commercial vessel called Cheese Balker after docking at Portland Port. The police said that they arrested 7 individuals who will be considered by the Border Force and UK visas and immigration for potential offences. French cleantech company EcoSlops has unveiled a new environmentally friendly initiative aimed at producing bunker fuel from oily waste in Ghana. The agreement, signed with Marine Bunkers Limited, a provider of shipping, trading and logistics services in West Africa, provides the implementation of a unit in the port of Tema in Ghana. Specifically, it includes comprehensive services such as the sale of a mini P2R, local integration, the training of operators, and multi-year technical support. According to EcoSlops, the mini P2R will allow to locally revalue this waste as well as used lube oil into new oil products.
Now, schedules of vessels in the port, those at anchorage and those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate next. Your comments are next.
Here are some comments. Joseph Abota asks, how long does it take for the letter to be approved by the commissioner to approve application for overstayed goods? Hello, Joseph. The Chief Revenue Officer in charge of State Warehouse says within a period of 24 hours, that process should be completed. This one asks, can an ordinary person clear goods at the port if not a clearing agent? Hi, the services of an agent is required for clearing at the port because of the complex procedures of customs. But according to George Tete, there are processes available for one to apply as a self-declarant. John from Takrade asks, why do we have used fridges on the market? Because it has been banned. Hi John, the Chief Revenue Officer in charge of State Warehouse said used fridges during examination of goods are seized for destruction and are not allowed on the market. Abuaje from Accra asks, please, is there duty on machinery and equipment for setting up of a factory? Hello Abuaje, the customs official said there is some concessionary duty rate applied to machinery brought in for setting up of factories because they are expected to provide employment. But these concessions are granted to those who can provide proof.
So that's all for this week's episode of Eye on Port. I hope you have been educated on the issue of forfeited cargoes at the port. Join us same time next week. Thanks for watching.